What's up, Halloweenies? Silent Signs here for I Dream of Indie, and this is your upcoming indie games we are excited for the week of October 30th through November 5th. Before we get into the exciting indies, don't forget to hop on over to patreon.com/idreamofindiegames for a spooky good time, where you can also join our Discord, get access to exclusive content and live streams, and so much more. Your community is waiting for you. Up first, we have a titillating point-and-click adventure game called Jerry Wanker and the Quest to Get Laid. Who picked these video games? There's a party going on in Blue Ball Falls, and Jerry hasn't been invited, which sounds like a good problem to have if you ask me. But this one definitely seems like it's in the ways of Leisure Suit Larry. Hell, I've said Larry Wanker at least a couple times now. As you'd probably expect, this one's going to lean pretty far into the humor area of gaming. It looks pretty hilarious, though I'm not quite sure it's made for me. I did play some of the Leisure Suit Larry games. Wasn't necessarily my favorite, but there's definitely an audience out there for this. I'm sure of it. Also, I have to tell you all my naughty joke that I heard today. It seems like the right time. What do you call ghost boobies? Huh? And titties. Dicks and balls. Next up, we have REMORE, Infested Kingdom, a turn-based tactical RPG. You'll get to explore desolate landscapes, once teeming with life, as you try and use 14 different types of historical weapons in this single-player title. Sight and noise will be a big factor in this one, so you'll definitely have to use all of your senses. Tons of cooking and crafting to do from what it sounds like on the Steam page as well, so a little bit of something for everyone. You'll even have a NPC scavenger to go and find items for you if you don't want to do your own dirty work. REMORE Infested Kingdom is coming out October 30th, just before Halloween. Next up, gather all of your climbing gear. We're taking a look at Jusant, which I'm not sure if I pronounced correctly, but I'm sure the internet will tell me if I didn't. Jusant. Jusant. Jusant!
You totally blew it!
This is a climbing simulation game of sorts with lots of puzzle elements mixed in. Jusant and Jusuncle. And I know what you're thinking. That sounds super stressful, but don't worry, this is advertised as a chill gaming experience without a whole lot of pressure put on you, despite the fact that you're, climbing up towers and mountains or whatever. Right up my alley, there are plenty of secrets to discover and tons of mountain tools for you to try out. Play at your own pace and explore this rich narrative on Halloween this year. I'm so excited for this next title, Headbangers Rhythm Royale. Not to pigeonhole myself, but I'm pretty good at rhythm games, and I love me a good party game, and this one combines both of those things with freaking pigeons. You're gonna be able to check out 23 different mini games with 4 rounds per game. Your pigeons are freaking customizable. You can get a sombrero if you pre-order this one. So test your reflexes, your memory, and your timing with Headbangers Rhythm Royale. Coming out soon. You will die here tonight. No, really, that's the name of the next game. It is a psychological survival horror title that combines first-person shooting with some top-down gameplay, so a little bit of everything thrown in there. Definitely getting equal parts House of the Dead with the original Resident Evil in here, which sounds like a weird combination. Death is only the beginning here. You'll have teammates that may die, but don't worry. They're gonna be back in a big way, and that's going to impact your story. I'm so excited we're finally getting some horror titles just in time for Halloween, even a little bit late in the month. Still psyched to play them. A lot of you may remember Alien Hominid. It goes way back now in indie gaming. Well, there's a new game in town called Alien Hominid Invasion. Take this one online or offline with friends, and this one takes more of a roguelike approach with you battling waves and hordes of enemies. Since the original one had a much more straightforward trajectory, I'm not so sure how I feel about the build of this one, but only time will tell whether it's effective. Don't worry though, there's still plenty of difficulty options for you to choose from, modifiers and collectibles, so definitely intriguing nonetheless. Next up is Magicraft, a top-down spell-based shooter? Art style looks super fun and colorful, though I can't fully tell what's going on in the story because the trailer I'm watching is not translated into English. Looks like a good time though. Clearly with a name like Magicraft, there's going to be a heavy emphasis on spells and magic, and this one seems to rely on combining magic to make even more powerful spells. Don't worry, you puzzle lovers aren't going to be left out either. Plenty of brain busters in this one. A little bit too late for Halloween. This one's coming out November 1st from Billy. Housekeeping. This bed we made is coming out on November 1st and looks to be a bit of a spooky mystery as well. This one takes place a little bit farther back in the past in the 1950s, and you're playing as a hotel maid. You're gonna be a regular Sherlock Holmes in this one, investigating mysteries, but also building relationships and solving puzzles in the process. I'm just hoping she made it out alive. For all you royalty out there, For the King is coming soon. This one is a tabletop roguelite adventure for up to 4 players. This one is about a 30-hour-long campaign, and no 2 playthroughs are going to be the same because your dungeons are procedurally generated. If you are into turn-based combat or tabletop games, or maybe both, this one's going to be right up your alley. Some of you may have heard of a little film called RoboCop. Well, this takes place in the same universe, obviously, but with a brand new story and some first-person action. Take down some baddies with 20 different weapons in old Detroit. Fun fact, they actually got Peter Weller, the original actor from the RoboCop series, to do the voice of RoboCop, which is fantastic. And this one's supposed to take place between some of the films that already exist. So, excited to see where this one goes. I can't tell if it's going to be the best thing ever, or the worst thing ever, or the best worst thing ever. We've got a puzzle game, I don't know if any of you played the Talos Principle, but Talos Principle 2's coming soon, and I, for one, am very excited. This is a first-person puzzler. You're going to solve all sorts of puzzles with varying difficulty levels in a very cryptic and bizarre world. There's a really intriguing narrative to this one, it sounds like, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. Back to the Dawn is entering early access. Have you ever wondered what it would be like for the fox from Zootopia in jail? Well, I'm pretty sure this game seeks to answer that question that nobody asked. Try to escape from jail with your selected squad of goons, because why not? We've done everything else in games at this point. Hopefully this game doesn't run as long as Prison Break, the show, because that just got ridiculous. How many times did that guy have to break out of jail? I lost count. This one is in early access, so do expect a little bit of jank with your shank. We all know how much indie gamers love slime. Well, how about 3K slime in Slime 3K, which appears to be somewhat of a Vampire Survivors-like with an auto-shooter element to it? Maybe? Okay, maybe a little bit more complicated than that. There's cards to collect and somewhat of a leveling system going on here. I'm loving the bullet heaven vibe, quote unquote, and it comes from TinyBuild, and they don't do us wrong too often, right? What happens when you combine skateboarding, cooking, and turn-based combat? Well, you get thirsty. Thirsty suitors, that is. I'm gonna be fully honest, I have absolutely no idea what's going on here. There's a weird sexual vibe to this, but I don't know if that's what they're going for. That mustache though, oh my. Everything here is exaggerated and over the top, but as somebody who enjoys that and loves Tony Hawk Pro Skater, I think I'm gonna have to give this one a yes. Bah humbug, we've reached the last game on our list this week. Ebenezer and the Invisible World. This is a 2D Metroidvania Christmas game? From what I can see so far, it looks a little bit like Castlevania had a baby with a Muppet Christmas Carol. I'm confused and intrigued, and I think that just means I have to play it. And on that bizarre note, that wraps up this week in what we're excited about in the indie gaming world. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to stop by patreon.com/idreamofindiegames to hang out with the community and maybe get yourself some cool perks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in November.